Good afternoon. My name is Susan Labadorf, and today I'll be presenting my study entitled Effects of Kudzu Invasion on Avian Species Richness and Synanthropy in Northern Greenville County, South Carolina. Kudzu is an invasive vine originally introduced from Asia in the late 1800s for erosion control and ornamental use. It has also been used as animal fodder. Since its introduction, it has spread aggressively across much of the southeastern United States, overtaking native vegetation and transforming forest edges and open habitats. When kudzu dominates an area, it blankets trees and shrubs, reducing structural complexity, altering habitat conditions, and limiting food sources for birds and other wildlife. This study is particularly of interest to me because large areas of lands near me are covered in kudzu. Seeing all this kudzu made me wonder what effect it had on avian diversity. Past studies have shown that invasive plants contribute to biotic homogenization, a process where ecosystems become more similar over time. These habitats then often become dominated by a few adaptable generalist species. There is very little material in scientific journals on the effect of kudzu invasion on bird diversity. The one study I looked at closely was authored by Hudson and entitled Seasonal Correlations Between Kudzu and Avian Species Diversity and Abundance in southeastern Tennessee. The goal of this study was twofold. First, I wanted to compare avian species richness, the total number of bird species between kudzu invaded and control sites. Second, I aimed to assess synanthropy, or how tolerated and how associated these species are with human-modified landscapes. My hypothesis was that kudzu invasion reduces overall species richness, but increases synanthropy, favoring generalist, human-tolerant species over habitat specialists. This study took place in northern Greenville County, South Carolina, where kudzu occurs frequently along roadsides, forest edges, and disturbed habitats. This study used a paired site design, pairing 9 kudzu-invaded locations matched with a nearby control site of similar habitat. This allowed me to directly compare how kudzu affects bird communities while controlling for regional differences. I conducted point-count bird surveys at each site, counting all species observed within a 10-minute period. Then I assigned every detected species a synanthropy score ranging from 0 to 2, with 0 meaning non-synanthropic, 1 moderately tolerant, or 2 highly synanthropic. To test for differences between kudzu and control sites, I used paired sample t-test and a Wilcoxon signed rank test. For species richness, my research showed that the mean richness was lower in the kudzu, and that this was a strong statistical and ecological difference. The paired sample t-test and the Wilcoxon test both showed that the synanthropic ratio was higher in kudzu sites. The Cohen's D was 1.19, which means the effect was very large. This indicates a shift toward disturbance-tolerant species. Together, these results show that kudzu invasion does more than just reduce plant diversity. It also reshapes bird communities. The decline in species richness reflects the loss of habitat specialists that depend on dense understory or multi-layer vegetation. At the same time, the increase in synanthropy shows that the remaining community is dominated by generalists. These findings are aligned with other research done by Arsenal et al. In 2017, who found that the habitat modification and invasive species tend to increase community similarity across regions. This research suggests that kudzu contributes to a broader trend of biodiversity loss through habitat simplification. From a conservation perspective, managing kudzu invaded habitats and restoring native vegetation could help support greater bird diversity. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.